Check, check, one, check, check. There we go. All right. Well, hello again, everybody. How are we doing tonight? See if Steven's going to come back tonight or if Aaron's going to join. Definitely got some more work to do. Need to add my screen share. This one here. Hey, Charles, how you doing? There we go. Going to be here. Oh man. So yeah, tonight I have two things I want to figure out tonight. One being I need to figure out how to do the dual motors on the Duet. So there is a configuration change. I need to figure out how to do that. And that way that'll allow me to do the Z align, which is G34. And that's where it probes each side, and we'll adjust the two independently so that it can level the bed. We'll make the bed perpendicular. We'll make the bed the same on both sides. And then we can run the G29 auto bed leveling routine to ensure that we're going to be printing on a nice flat surface. Will be perpendicular to the nozzle. So that is the plan for tonight. So I need to look online and see where it says how to do that. Hey, Wolfgang, how you doing? I know there was. I don't think there was anything here. That was just that. I'll put those jumpers back on, I guess. So Duet, Wi-Fi, dual Z, not end stops. I want dual Z steppers. Already had that one open here. So yeah, we have to do something like this. For the M584, Z2 is going to be on 4 and E3. 0, 1, 2, and and driver 4. That's what that means. So let me go here. There he is. What's up, bud?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Good.
So before we
I won't be able to stay for too long, but did you want to do the Z offset and stuff?
Well, I was going to do the dual Z motors real quick first, or do you think I should do Z off? I mean, I don't know how long you have this. If you don't have too long, we can do the offset first because I just have to redo it later.
Well, let me the Z. So you have the motors hooked up to their independent drivers, or
no, not yet, because I am looking up how to do that. And if I go here to drives, so I was just looking at this wiki here for the M584, command. It has to have Z2 and then a :4. So I'm trying to find out where in the config to put that at.
Okay. So G
Because you only
so first things. Well, so the first thing you need to do is you need to map the drive. So in your config, you're going to have where all your motors are. It's a M596. So that tells it which way to go, forwards or backwards. And then you're going to map the drive with, where is it?
4.
So it's a M584. And you tell it, you know, like mine is X0, Y1, and then you got Z. You know, you tell one motor Z5, 6, and 7 on mine. So because I have 3.
Oh yeah. So for me, it's just Z2 and 4, and the extruder is 3.
Yep.
So that's all I have to do for that.
Well, that's when you map it, right? So like, and then below you'll do an M569 P, you know, whatever the drive motor is, and then you put an S1 or an S0 to make it go forwards or backwards.
That's going to be P4.
Yep. And then I'm going to copy this M5 or M671 into the chat here, so you can just copy and paste it.
Okay, is that going to bed one?
What does it what now?
Oh, 671. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. So this M671 I just pasted into chat. This is like, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to home the printer, and then you're going to jog the head around to your lead screw locations where you want it to take the measurement from.
Okay.
And even with 2 motors, you can still jog to 4 locations, all 4 corners, and it will attempt to level the whole build plate based on its 4 measurements.
Okay, I was just going to do right in front of each motor.
Mm-hmm. You could do that too, and that'll just do it left side to side.
All right, so if we do, let me just home this all real quick. Yeah, because you're running 3.
Huh?
You're running 3 motors.
Right. So if you copy and paste this, you're gonna see that mine's let's see. Yeah, so it's given the X coordinates and the Y coordinates here.
Yeah.
So once you're there, it should tell you on your Duet screen what the coordinates are.
Go backwards. Oh, Y goes the wrong direction.
Okay, so there's something we got to change then.
Yeah.
You sure it's right? You sure it's wrong?
Yeah, because I'm going negative and it's going forward. Negative should go backwards to this because my home is back left corner.
Yeah, so mine I home in the middle. So like mine,
it homes to the back and then goes center. But either way, that is negative. This way is positive for Y.
Right.
So that's just changing out the
wait, hold on a second.
Right?
Let me look at
S0 to S1.
So when I home Y, it moves to the front.
Ah, okay. I forgot the numbering here. Duet to Wi-Fi motor number.
So when I home Y, it goes to the front left corner like a true 00 would.
Yeah, I have mine going to back left for a 0,
Okay.
0.
Yeah, as long as it says 00 on the screen, it should be fine. But yeah, you can just change that really easy by changing the motor direction.
So right now we're at X is negative. Right. So I changed that, and then this is going to be X is negative 23. And then what's this colon? Negative 10, negative, and then 333.
Negative 10. I think that's the variation it can have, because it's just like a little bit further than the other one. We might look it up. Yeah, that's a good idea. M561.
Oops.
Or 671. Sorry.
671.
You're going to use that. You're going to use that RepRap site a lot.
1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3.
Oh, because
yeah,
you have
so
to give it 2. You have to give it 2 different coordinates.
Yeah, so we can get rid of
So
the third set here.
Yeah, it's a range essentially.
So it's negative 23 there, and then Y is 150 for the first location.
And when you run this, it'll be a G32. We'll call on that.
Oh, I thought it was G34.
No, it's G32.
Ah, okay. X. A little bit more. Right there. So that's going to be X283. 283. And Y is going to be the same because Y doesn't change. So 150. Because my motors are perfectly aligned with each other.
Right.
Okay, well, let's save this, reboot, and then see how it looks. Once I confirm this, well, actually, let me turn it off and move the stepper. Does it matter which driver goes to which?
Well,
Like
it needs
left
to
and right?
coordinate with, no, probably not, but it should coordinate to whatever you have it plugged into on the board.
Well, Z1 is, we're going to say Z1 is the left motor, and that'll need to be on the top driver. And then, do I need to put the jumpers back onto the Z2, the second Z header?
I think you want to leave it off because let's do this. Let's do what is this called? Hold on, let me Google it really quick. M5671.
Hey Viking, hey Jeff, how you doing? So let's home. Well, that doesn't work. Nope, stop.
What did it do? Go the wrong way?
Yeah, now it's homing the wrong direction because I changed the motor. I changed the motor direction. Now I need to change the homing direction. Okay. Let's not do that this time.
So you got drive 1 and 2. So the jumpers. Let's see.
Reverse the homing direction. This is going backwards.
Says you must use a M584 to assign the 2, 3, or 4 drivers to the Z-axis. And you added that already, right? The 584.
Yeah. Also, my drivers are switched. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. Switch these two around.
The jumpers must be installed on the second port when a motor is not plugged in. So,
okay.
The jumper comes off when you're using both of them.
Let me throw those two jumpers back on while I have it powered off.
So it says jumpers must be installed on the second port when a motor is not plugged in. So if you have them plugged into the A and B port for the Z's, you should have it off.
Well, yeah, because the motor's on there, but
right.
Since it's not, easy day.
So then we do the M5671 to define the X and Y coordinates of the lead screws, which we already did. So in the M584 command, these coordinates must be in the same order as the driver numbers of the associated motors. And the The M5671 command must also come after any 667 or 669 command.
All right. My X and Y are inverted.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy enough to change. You know, S1 to an S0 or an S or is it S2.
Well, they move the right direction, but
Yeah.
X moves Y and Y moves X.
Oh, you must have your motors plugs.
I just flipped them and it's still doing the same thing. I literally just switched them. Because if I hit X minus 10, it goes backwards. That should be Y.
So what's your M584 say? Because that's the mapping for it. It should be X0, Y1, and then Z, and then your Z motors.
Yeah. So that wasn't defined before I did this.
Uh-huh.
Unless it's somewhere else in here. I can take that out. Yeah, this was not, M584 was not said before. So if I just double check here, 0 is X, Y is 1.
So Y is drive 1, X should be drive 0.
I wonder if I should.
And your extruder motor should be drive 3.
It is, yeah.
And then drive 2 is your first Z.
Yeah. I should change. Oh, this needs to go back to a 1. That's what that needs to be. And then should change that to a 1. All right, let me see if this fixes the problem. That's Y. That's X. All right, we're good. Okay, that did it. I just had to switch those two things around. And now Z. Okay, that motor's not working. So it is plugged in, but it is not working.
Do you have it in the config already?
It is in the config.
Yeah, because if it won't do anything if it's not in there, right?
154, Z, 2, and 4.
Okay. And then you have the 671 below it, which is good.
Yep. Unless it's trying to go the opposite direction.
Yeah, so they should be, well, they should be the opposite of each other, right? Wait, is that right?
We're going to find out here real quick. Let's do a quick change and we'll see what happens. And now they're definitely going opposite of each other. So let's go back here to config. Let's make this back to S1. Save it. Reboot it.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, all my Z motors are going the same direction.
Okay.
So, that was stupid.
Okay, they're still going opposite of each other. So there's something else I need to change. Do I need to do anything different in the home all?
I wouldn't think, no, because it's getting the same G command for, it's going to get the same G code for both of them. So,
yeah, well, there's something else that needs to change that I'm missing here.
I mean, is the stepper plug flipped?
No.
No.
It's exactly the same. All I do is unplug it from the Z2, ZB, and put it into E1.
The only thing I can think of is maybe flipping them and seeing if it does the opposite.
Fair enough. I can do that.
like swapping them.
Looks like I have that pin out wrong.
That's what I'm looking at too.
Yeah, E1 and then E0. Okay, that's why I have it. That's why I have it. Let's drive. Let's drive 4. Okay. That's
Wait,
how I
E1,
have it.
E0. Those are your that's your extruder motors, right?
Yeah, but we're into E1 now. I just want to make sure I put the extruder in the actual. I haven't tested the extruder yet since I put the board on.
Right.
Yeah, they're still both going the opposite direction.
There's got to be something on the wiring. There's only one line of G code that determines if it's going a certain direction. Is it set to Core XY mode? Do you know? Does it have an M669 in it?
Hang on.
Or an M6?
M667.
And what does it say? What's after it?
S1. Yeah, S1. Selects Core XY mode. Forward mover to the X motor. Forward mover to the Y motor. Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah, so it's S1. That's right.
And that's at the top of your. That's above all your drives and directions and stuff.
That's here at the very top. This is.
Well, it wasn't doing this yesterday though, right?
We didn't have it on separate.
Oh.
I just now separated it because I wanted to be able to do the auto align deal.
But it was working fine when you had it wired together, right?
Yep, just fine.
So that means the wiring's good.
2Z, 3, that's 4. I'm just making sure I'm counting right as I do this. So this is 5, 4. Forwards. Part of the 2Z mirrors connected to Z and E1. Do I need to name out the other ones since they weren't named before? I wonder if I just take those out and just do Z24.
Yeah. You have other ones in there?
Well, X0, Y1. Like this whole code, this was not in the original config.
Maybe. I mean, you might be able to take that out. I don't know. I know you need it to accomplish this. What I'm looking at right now is this bed leveling. I'm going to make sure that it's good on this firmware. Oh, releases. Okay, so do you have a bed.g set up?
I do.
And what's in it?
Oh, I don't know, bunch of stuff.
Is there?
Yeah, so there's a M561, G28, G90, M557, G29, M374, M291.
Final G30 command.
I mean, it does talk in here about for the bed, do G28 and then 401s, that's for BL Touch. And then it has some G30s.
If you just have two Z's, one at each end of the X and Y axis, coordinates of the lead screws. If you're experiencing Z-axis compensating in the opposite direction of each other, that means your Z motors are swapped. You either swap the X values in the M561 or M671 command, or swap the stepper motor plugs.
671. I tried swapping the motors. It's doing the same thing though.
So this is an example for two motors. I'm going to copy it. This is what it says should be in your bed.g. I just pasted it in the chat. And then for the config, this is what it says it needs to be in for the config for two motors.
Yeah, so I'm getting that from right here. You're getting it from here as well.
Yep.
But I don't know what that M208 is. But either way, why? This
So
M208 are still moving incorrectly.
M208 allows it to go outside the axis. So like if you say M208, it'll stop it at the axis. But if you say like S-3, it'll go outside 3 millimeters.
Okay.
So like when we do the offset, the Z offset, we'll use M208 to start it. I think that's what it's for. I just know it's part of the process.
Switching that one real quick first. See how our movement is.
We could also try commenting out some of those G codes we put in there and see if it still is, to try to narrow it down and see if it's still going backwards.
Yeah, right's going down, left is going up.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
I'm gonna do a hard boot on it. It's almost like they're moving at different steps as well.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What it seems like, because otherwise it would be doing proportional, movements, but it's not.
To drive two Z motors from separate drivers, with each motor having its own end stop. And you're not trying to do that. You're not trying to have its own end stop, right?
Not.
Interesting, though. You can do that. That's interesting. It says here you can hook the Z motor to E0 and like one of the second extruder motors too, if you wanted to have two end stops.
Yeah. Okay, so that's clearly not doing anything. What if I change them both to S0? Let's try that. I haven't tried that yet.
Well, that would effectively, that's like flipping the plug over. So.
Yeah.
I think we lost your mic.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, it cut out for some reason. Let me try this real quick.
That didn't work?
No. Oh, I can't just flip the connector. That's too.
Yeah, you have to unpin it. Good old Duet.
I'm going to, yeah, hang on. I do have a jumper here that I can use to flip it real quick. I think I do. Yep, I got this jumper here. I'm just going to use this. Trying to get this done quick so we can do the offset part. Sorry. Back in. Now the connector's flipped. Still the same deal. I mean, the pinout, it says it should be the same. The colors are the same on it. Black, green, blue, red. Black, green, blue, red.
And you read the same thing about the jumper not being on there, right?
Well, the jumper should be on there.
Oh, it is. No, really?
Yeah, because if it's one, well, let me switch that back.
Let me double check that because I'm pretty sure it said to take it off.
Well, I thought it said take it off if obviously if there's something plugged into it.
Says note that the Z driver drive 2 on the Duet 2 has a dual socket wired in series for powering 2 Z motors at once. Only one of the ports can be used for independent motor leveling. Jumpers must be installed on the second port when the motor is not plugged in.
Took them off. Maybe that's why it's thrown a haywire. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense to me.
Wait. It's saying the motor, the dual socket wired in series for powering 2 Z motors at once. Only one of the ports can be used for independent motor leveling. Does that mean it's always wired in series then?
Maybe, but either way, without those jumpers on there, the E1 is disabled.
Right.
The motor does not even move, even though it's plugged in and it's called out. So if I put
you
the
don't have
jumpers back on,
okay. You don't have it plugged into the. You're not trying to use the E1 though, right?
I am.
Oh, you are. Okay. I'm sorry, I was confused.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. See, because on mine, I would reference mine, but I think on mine they're all plugged into the expansion board.
Probably because you have like 12 motors.
Yeah, all 3 of my Z motors are plugged into the expansion board. So this is a new one for me. So
Let's go back because I know you need to go. So I'm going to.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine for now. I mean,
why is this still not? Because no matter how I have these situated, they're still doing the wrong thing. Right now, it is moving. This one is moving the right direction, the primary Z.
so
The secondary one is moving opposite to it for some reason. But even if I tell that to go the opposite way, it still does not work.
So yeah. So that link I just posted, this is what we're trying to do is connect the motor to Z and E0. Don't forget to put back the 2 jumpers on the ZB socket if you have a second Z motor plugged into it before.
Yep, that's on there. Don't connect any connection with power on. Yep. Connect end stop their connectors. Make sure the end stop in Z is close to Z motor. So, okay. Edit your
So this is the step 2 of this process is to edit your home all.
Yeah, but again, I'm not even trying to do homing yet. I'm trying just to move.
Yeah.
Like we're not at homing yet at all.
Move away from the end stops.
All right, the M584 is critical. The P3 prompt only shows 3 axes and hides the U axis. Because we'll split the axis during homing, configure everything for U acceleration end stops. So M584. So what is U? Is acceleration end stops, etc. 584. M584.
Have you mapped the, because you're going to have to map the end stop for that too, right? So that's.
Well, the end stop is the same as Z.
Right, but you got to put it in there as X, like X1. You have to say active low or active high. So like in the M574, it says X1, Y1, Z1, U1, S0.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
So the M under in stops. Well, first of all, it's under
M574.
Yeah.
X1, Y1, S1.
You have X1, Y1, S1.
Yeah, and then under Z probe, it's Z1, S2.
And it's a five. It's an M574.
Yeah, it's right here. So this is for Z. So I need to put something else in here, I guess, then, right?
And then what about M584? Do you have that in there? This says X0, Y1, Z2, semicolon 3.
Well, I just did the Z to see if that changed anything. And it didn't. I mean, I can still do X0, Y1, Z2 and 4, and then E is 3. You can have that in there. It didn't do anything. But I'm wondering if I need to identify here Z1, S2, if I need to change anything there because it's dual, you know?
Let me see if I have that on mine. Under, let me just search it, M574. So I have separate lines for each one. I have one for X1, Y1, and I don't have one for Z.
Yeah, I don't need to use U because I'm not doing a separate end stop.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
X values in M671. So if I do, okay, if he's telling me to do that, so if we do 283 and then -23, save that. Shouldn't mean anything, but maybe it does. It does not. Still not properly getting there. Research master, yeah. So the problem right now is, for anybody not tracking, so I wasn't looking at chat there. So the problem right now is that I went ahead and split up the 2 Z motors to ZA and E1. We've defined it, but the problem is that the right motor is going the proper direction, the left motor is going the opposite direction. And even swapping the motors around, it's still doing that. If I change the S values, it still does it as well.
Wait, where's your Z motors on there for your drive directions?
For drive, this is P4 right here and P2.
Okay. So you got them flipped right now.
I do. I have them going opposite right now because it doesn't matter. Like even if I do this as 1, save it. Yes. Okay, so now they should, now per this, they're going the same direction. Still doing it.
Dual Z-axis showing opposite movement. So that I just wired 2 Z-axis stepper motors. When I tested them, one goes one way and one goes the other. Says, so what can be handled? What could be causing this? So assuming they are plugged into the dual Z ports. That's not helpful, but somebody had the same problem.
But no
No solution, yeah.
solution, okay.
And you have the, I know I already asked you this, but let me see if I can see it. Your 584 command is up high.
Big. M584 is underneath all the drive mappings.
So it's, I think it's supposed to be up right below the network, right after your last network one.
Oh, so put it above. So put it before all the drives.
Yeah, I'm just reading where he's saying it's important where it's at in the.
Okay, well let's try this then. Let's save that. Yep. I will be amazed if that's really it, because that's brutal.
It's supposed to be above all your drive mapping.
Okay. Definitely does not change anything.
It didn't.
No. But I'm going to, for argument's sake, change the direction of this one. Since they're going opposite, I'll set them to be opposite of each other. There's Aaron.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Uncle Jesse, help. Let's see. I'm kind of going down the rabbit hole.
Like the one is moving faster, so it almost seems like the micro steps is different.
I was half listening in while I was trying refinishing a shower in my bathroom. Did you guys get the motor direction going the right way?
No.
So in the Discord, it was a while back. I posted, and I'm trying to remember which room it's in. There's a post or a pinned link about fixing motor direction on Core XY, and it tells you which to switch, which directions to switch, and it gives you like the 8 different combinations of direction that you can get out of Core XY.
But this is for Z.
Oh, I thought you were talking about XY.
No.
Well, that won't help you.
So under machine properties, shouldn't I see another logical drive here for the Z2?
Let me look. I'm reading this thing from David Crocker, the guy who created Duet. And he's talking about that 584 command.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I should see another Z line here.
So hey, check this out. So he says in firmware versions, additional drives must be created in this order: U, V, W, A, B, C. So I'm wondering if that no, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I was wondering if it needed to be a U instead of another Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but nothing's calling for that though.
So is it your motors are going both the wrong direction, or one? Are they going opposites?
They're going opposite. So I can't also really tell because the right one is just not moving quite properly. Which is like it is moving, but it's doing that like shaking movement in a way, you know what I mean? Like
That tells me your wiring's bad.
yeah, but the wiring is literally exactly the same as it just came off of. I took it off one driver, put it on the other one. It was working just fine before.
Did a pin come loose?
The Duet site here.
So I had that exact same experience one time. Did the exact same thing, and a pin inside the connector had come loose. So it would kind of jerk in one direction, but you could stop it, and you could actually turn it the other way while it was doing stuff. One of the pins wasn't making connection.
And Shane, too, I just confirmed. So like your acceleration, your jerk, all that is not configurable for each Z motor, right? So they should be doing the exact same thing. And I just also confirmed, I mean, it looks to me like your 584 is right. It looks like your mapping's right. It looks like the direction's right. I mean, I just double checked it against mine. And then now I'm going to look to see in machine properties if you have that second drive showing up.
You should have 3 if that's the case.
True. Yep. I don't even know where it's at on here.
Under settings, machine properties.
Yeah, mine's different though because I have the Duet 3, so I don't see independent drives. I don't think. No, it just shows up as 1Z.
And it's always that one. I just switched the motors. And it's always that left motor.
Oh.
Did you get the sensor hooked up?
Yeah, sensor's good to go.
It's the same motor. That definitely rules out the wiring.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should have said that earlier. Yeah, we already swapped it.
Stop that,
Oh.
stop that, stop
Yeah.
that, stop that.
It's definitely something in the firmware.
Dang. And that gets set up in the config.g, right?
Yeah.
I know this is stuff you guys have already talked about, but
No, you're good.
and I know for me sometimes when somebody starts asking the same question, just asking them a different way, you kind of go, "Oh, hey, yeah, what about that?" So
Yeah, but I kind of want to just go back for now and worry about this another time. But I would really like to get this working to make sure that I know that.
What kind of bed is on there? Is it an aluminum bed or?
Yeah, it's aluminum bed, but it's got the mag sheet on it.
Is it a mic? Is it like a high quality aluminum bed?
Yeah, it's tooling. Like it
So
is
like
perfectly flat.
like in my experience with that, this G32 is far more important than the bed leveling. So like in mine, I don't even use bed leveling. I don't even use a G29. I never have because the bed's so good that as long as the axes are,
the same height, yeah.
like even on the Delta, I don't use G20. Everything I do G32 before every print, and that's it. But there are some stuff on here about the motors going the wrong directions.
Yeah, well, I need to fix homing real quick. So home all. So right now, the motors move in the correct direction, but they home the wrong direction. So how do I fix that?
isn't that going to be your home all.g?
I'm looking at it right now. That's what's on the screen.
Oh.
I'm guessing as that go from an S0 to an S1. What is the G1 command? Does that mean here is G?
So when you do the lift Z, I'm looking at a random example here. S1 is S is your direction, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's S1, S0.
I'm seeing an example with S2. What does that mean?
Probably, I don't know that there is one for direction.
S2. Okay.
It's something in the drive mapping.
try to change this to. I don't get why they move the correct direction, but they're homing the wrong way. Try just homing one of them. So just do home X. Okay, that works. Just home Y. Okay, Y goes the wrong direction. Stop it. Okay. So Y goes wrong direction. So let's check the home Y.G. Change that to S0. Save that. Now if we do home Y.
So I was reading in this,
Nope.
it says assigning a drive using M584 does not remove its old assignment. So if you assign a drive that is defaulted to an extruder drive like E0, you should also assign the extruder drives explicitly as in one of the above examples. Failure to do so will result in unexpected behavior across your whole machine. So E3 in your M584 command to remove the 4 from its default assignment.
Okay, why does it move the... Okay, X is fine. It's Y is the problem.
And it wasn't doing this until you separated the Z's, right?
Well, no, I think it accidentally worked, to be honest. It just wasn't doing it properly.
When you just switched X, right?
No, X always worked just fine.
Oh, okay.
It's right now it's Y is the problem. X works just fine, but Y is the problem.
And when you reverse direction of it, then what happened?
Well, it homes correctly, but it goes the wrong way. But that just might mean I just need to move my end stop to the front left instead of back left.
You're better off homing in the back on a Core XY.
Yeah, but maybe the homing. How do I set the homing place?
And well, you gotta do it you got to do it in 2 different places for 2 different things. So you got to do home all, and you got to do home X, home Y. So like I home, and mine homes in the front left corner like a regular Cartesian printer would.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the center for a measurement.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Your mic's a little quiet, but we can hear you.
I need to put those back the way they were. And I need to change a couple of things around. So while you guys continue to help me look for that junk, I'm going to switch this around again. Yeah, me and firmware, it's never easy.
It seems to hiding you.
Well, you're also making the transition from learning Chinese to learning Russian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
X is fine. Y needs to switch. That's what it is right there. Setting. Big. Let's choose that one. Save. Reboot.
What version of the firmware is Shane on?
201.
201, okay.
That reboot.
I keep seeing all this reference of where you got to do that extruder motor as a U drive, but I don't see mine's not like that. Look in the Artemis drive here.
And Shane, you've been using these M569 commands to test movement or test or to do the direction?
To give it direction, yes.
Okay.
Change two of those then. So make this 0, this 1.
YZ.
Stop doing that.
I-74.
Wired, it's just so weird. Like there's so many oddities with this.
Defines the state of the in-stop sensor. Homing to stall direction. Where's Chris Riley when we need him?
Yeah.
I don't see him show up on too many other people's streams. He used to do that fun in the country basement stuff, but
Yeah.
he hasn't been socializing much.
With as many videos as he cranks out, I don't know how he has time for anything.
Yeah, he has been putting out a lot lately. He's been really cranking them out.
And they're like long format videos too.
And super in depth. The amount of, like, I mean, I'm sure he has a couple hours of footage for each one of those. It's got to take him 5 hours at least to edit any one of those videos.
Yeah, and he's got a job, and a family.
Right.
Does he have a family?
Yeah, well, I think he's got a wife. I don't know about kids. He's very private, so I don't know.
He doesn't have kids, but he's got a dog.
Yeah. He's pretty private, Shane.
Yeah.
He even tells us where he lives, though. So, just saying.
He's not as private as me, then.
Yeah, not as private as you. You're top secret. Oh, I am reading.
Yeah. These, I go back here to the wiring. Here. So the left motor should be on the X stepper. So that's this motor here. Would be
So in that diagram, are those Z motors on separate drivers, or is that if you're running in parallel?
What was that?
So in that diagram he's got up, it's got the two Z motors and those ports. Those are like parallel or serial, whatever ports, right? They're not separate drivers.
correct.
No,
Okay.
right. Yeah, right here. They're in series.
Or series.
right
Yeah,
here.
I didn't know if it was series or parallel.
Extruder. But we're trying to use this other extruder driver.
The
as a
E2.
motor. Yeah.
And I just can't get the XY movements correct for some reason. Let me look at his original firmware for this. Here, system, config.g. Those are both 0 and 0. He has it. Let me try them both as 0 and 0. Okay. No, why are you home in the wrong direction?
I can't see where are the XY motors on that? Is it on the back?
Yeah, they're back here.
So have you looked at your home Y? Because that's the axis that you got a problem with, right? At home Y.
Well, so right now, the way I have it, if I do Y goes the correct direction,
Okay.
which is backwards, X goes the wrong direction. Because
To
I'm
the
pressing
front.
negative and it's going positive.
Oh, I see.
But I have Y is going properly. But it's not homing in the correct direction.
Was it in it? We never got this far yesterday, but it was. I remember when you were homing, it was going to the back left corner, right?
It was. And now I've screwed it up and it's not anymore.
That's all I'm wondering if maybe you should try to put that Z motor back on there and see if it changes anything.
So uncomment all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Let me figure that out first.
Because I remember it was shooting to the back left, right? The only problem was the sensor, the Z sensor.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, even though it was homing, I did not have proper movement. It was homing literally by accident. Way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Charles, the jumper's removed. But I guess everybody's asking why, but you want it so at least on this printer it'll be able to tram the bed left to right, whereas you can have up to 4 lead screws for different angles of attack. So your bed can be completely out of whack. But basically, like on most Core XYs, a lot of them they do the G32, and it'll hit all four corners, and then it will true the bed up perfect, which is pretty sweet. It's not super important if you have a really good bed.
But the problem is that if your Z motors de-energize, the bed will sink.
That's true. I mean, like I said earlier, this is more important than a G29. This is more important than mesh bed leveling for sure.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to move, but it's not. All right, whatever. We're home in the right direction. But this other motor, when it has that dual slot in there, it's just acting weird.
So did you put them back together again, or?
No, I just want to make sure my X and Y were fine, and they're fine enough for now. But I just can't understand why that other motor, even if I switch them, it's always the second motor that's not acting properly.
So that means, oh.
Like I literally pull the two motors out, switch them. It is always this side that is behaving improperly.
I mean,
always.
Is it? And you're sure the pins are in right in the plug?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, let's go in here. Let's uncomment. Let's take things.
So this exact issue happened, and the guy David Crockett said that depin the plug and flip the wires. That's what he told one guy to do, because they couldn't figure it out either. So he flipped the wires in it.
All right, you want me to try that real quick?
I mean, or if you can flip the plug over.
I mean, I tried doing that. It didn't work, but I will do it straight up this way.
I mean, if you're switching the phases, it should do the exact opposite of whatever it's doing now.
Good.
There it is.
What?
No, this diagram I've been searching for on making sure your motors are going the right way.
Boron.
It's generic to Core XY though.
So we need to go blue, red, green, black. That is
it is super confusing though, man. 'Cause like when I first got a Core XY, like trying to remember which one's X and which one's Y is confusing.
Oh yeah. All right. So that motor is 100% flipped.
So you flip the pins?
I flipped all the pins. So I took them from here and went and put them back in. Still doing it.
I mean, if you flip the phase pins in a stepper motor, it should do the opposite of whatever it was doing, right?
Yeah. So
is it moving at all? Or is it just...
Yeah, it is, but it's kind of, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the phases now. So I flip the direction. I'm going to flip the two phases now. So I'm going to flip green and black. And go black, green.
Because sometimes, yeah, I think this is a good idea. Sometimes when it's out of phase, it just, because it vibrates, because it's got obviously electrons going against each other, and the other motor is enough to pull it or, tweak it, so it looks like it's moving, but that's just because there's forces against it.
Yeah. But according to the Duet diagram from the Duet website, it should not matter because it's the exact same pinout on both of those headers.
I agree.
Because here on the drawing, you can see black, green, blue, red, all across the board.
And those are the exact same motor, right?
Yep. Okay, it's still doing it there. All right, so if that doesn't do it, so that was me switching each of the 2 phases. I'm going to switch one of the phases back the other way.
Justin, Justin in the chat was saying motor cable, it's at the motor itself. He swapped the cables to different ports, and the problem stays with the port, not the motor. Did I say that right, Shane?
The problem stays with the motor, not the port.
The motor, not the port. Okay, never mind. Okay.
But it works fine in its original configuration when they are tied together.
All right, okay.
Let's try this way. And then we can flip it and try it the opposite way. So we're trying all the different ways we can here.
Wait. Can you pull your config? Can you pull your config.g back up?
Yeah.
When you're changing the motor direction, you gotta. One thing it keeps saying is like it doesn't lose its designation. That will always be the E0 motor, right? So.
Sorry, turn it back on. Hang on. I just turned it off.
So that drive will always be the E0 driver, no matter what you do.
Config.g.
So where is it in the drive map there? What number is that? It's E0 is drive 3.
E0 is drive 3. E1 is drive 4.
E1 is drive 4. And no matter what you do to that drive 3, it does the same thing, right?
To drive 4. So far.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it a different way right now.
Yeah, I thought I had something. I don't know if I do or not.
It's not a bad motor, Justin.
C2, C4.
Easy to blame it, but it's not. Back this way here.
Wait, is he drive 2? So your Z motor should be drive 2 and drive 3.
We're doing it. All right, well, I have it like this. Let's normal it back up. So let's go to config here. Let's comment out that. Oops. That. Comment out that.
Wait, shouldn't your Z motor shouldn't it be drive 2 and drive 3, and your extruder should be?
No, because according to here, drive 3 is E0. Drive 4 is E1.
And you got to hook the E1.
Oh, yeah, I have it hooked to E1.
Okay. That is I don't know. Again, just like yesterday, that's something I haven't messed with really that much before. Like that rail core came set up like that. So
I just need to uncomment those 3 lines. Save it, reboot it.
Hey, come here. My dog's deaf, so she thinks she always sees stuff.
Normal this motor back up now. So we're doing black, green, red, blue. Okay. See if this works normal now. Did I kill that motor?
I don't think that's possible, is it?
That'd be pretty tough to do. Those things sound pretty resilient.
Now they're both acting weird.
And you put them back together in series?
Yeah, they're back together right now.
Well, if they're in series and you have the phase wrong on one of them, it's going to mess up both of them.
It's the same wiring it was before.
Oh, okay. Oh, you put the wiring back. Okay.
Yeah, everything's back to what it was.
Okay.
Black, green, blue, red on there. Black, green, red, blue. Yeah, because I never took anything out from that other one. Just flip them around on the board. Yeah, because the one motor, I never even unpinned it. But now they're both acting freaking weird.
Yes, Brandon, that is true.
Here.
I don't have the ability to flash comments on the screen, or else I would.
We don't need to acknowledge what Brandon says about me.
That's fair.
He doesn't want to come on to the chat, then, or come on video. His sarcasm can stay there.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to jump, but I'll be back here in a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna stay mess with this for a little while.
I'm gonna copy a link to the best Z, which was what I was gonna help you with, is a Z probe offset.
Okay.
In this link I just gave you, if you go all the way down to the comments, that's the method I use. It's left in the comments. There's a and it works really, really well. And I use on the Delta, the Core XY, all of them. So, but
all right,
I gotta go give my kids some food, and then I'll be back.
All good, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yep.
Bye.
Jump on, Brandon. I don't know anything about it. I'm just a peanut gallery and kind of the guy that's trying to find something useful in my random searches on Google.
Yeah. It's still acting funky. I'm just gonna remove this code here.
So since I am dumb, Shane, and maybe this will help others watching, I don't understand the drive mapping thing. So I'm looking at all these examples, and there's so you've got P0, P1, P2. How do you correlate that with the driver on the board?
So here on the Duet website, it tells you the stepper drive mapping here. So drive 0 is X.
Okay.
1 is Y. 2 is Z, A, and B. 2 headers wired in series. 3 is E0. 4 is E1.
Okay.
So this is common on all the Duet boards. And then if you have external expansion boards, which Steven did because he's running a rail core, and that runs 7 steppers, I think. Yeah, he's running 7 stepper motors on that because he has triple Z and he has a push me pull you in order to feed the filament. So for me, if I had another extruder motor here in the back of the printer, let me switch to this over here. So if I had another motor back here, it would push the filament up to this extruder, and then it would disengage while this one engaged.
Gotcha.
And it's only literally for loading and unloading the filament. That's all it's for.
Gotcha.
So that's why that's why they use so many motors on a rail core. And again, he's using triple Z. So,
well, and so I guess the reason I'm asking is I'm just going through like example files and stuff, and I found on the Duet forum because I was doing a search for like BLV Cube config.g files, and this one's got like P0.0, P0.1 as opposed to P0, P1. So I wasn't understanding what I'm reading on that one. It's probably just not even applicable, but it was throwing me off.
It could be also the version of that he's using, because I'm on version 2, and this is all for the Duet 2s.
That's
so
it. Now that I see it, it does say Duet 3.
Yeah, Duet 3.
Duet
Some
3
of
is slightly
the
different.
nomenclature is different.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
Still doing that. So the only other thing that I did recently is I plugged in this guy here. So we're going to unplug that. No, I need this one on. I need to disconnect this one. I'm going to put these motors back to the way they were. So I'm a little curious if the NeoPixels are messing with me here.
Oh, yank those just for troubleshooting.
Yeah, so I just took those off. I'm going to put my motors back to the way to the pinout that they were when they were last working. Because I'm curious if the ground or the signal is messing with the Z for some unforeseeable reason. If it is, I'm going to be super heated.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
But that just means that there's a grounding issue for the ground that I'm trying to use. Come back up. Still doing it.
Shoot.
On my gun. And they're both doing it now.
So, Ryan, the Z motors just aren't doing what they're supposed to. When they're on separate drivers, one of them was working, the other one was just jittering like the wires were wrong, more or less. And he put them back to run in series on the double port for running them off the same driver. And now they're both not working. And I'm just reading through config.g files to see if anything jumps out at me. And then asking stupid questions.
Keep doing it. I'm missing something, obviously, here. Something is amiss. Something is not right. Something is wrong. What is it? There's no feedback.
Ryan, he's checked the connections quite a few times. He's even tried a few different wire combinations, but
Black, green, red, blue. The same as they were before.
what if he throws them? So Brandon, I think so. He swapped Z motor connections, and the problem followed the motor. Was that right? Is that what you said, Shane?
Yeah.
The problem followed the motor.
Into S0 and see what happens. Probably nothing. They were previously 1.
Well, that's not a bad idea, Brian. Brandon. Sorry, dude.
What?
Testing the drives on a different motor or on a different board. Then he's got to
Not
repin
right
them because
now.
that's pretty
Yeah,
tough,
everywhere.
especially considering he's got the different connectors on them.
Yeah, they don't plug into other stuff.
Thanks for that, Duet.
I mean, the connections are, honestly, they are better than anything that anyone else is using.
Oh, the quality of the actual physical connector, yes.
Oh yeah, because like
For sure.
and like how they connect is just better because I feel like I'm gonna like yank everything out of anything else, but these like I'm not afraid to like pull it out because it's not gonna like jump out at me.
Definitely.
So I have another motor here. Try something here. It's legit. If I kill these motors, I will be impressed with myself.
I don't think
I mean, it is like nearly impossible to kill a stepper motor, though.
you would have to crank so much power through them to fry them. They're just magnets.
Yeah, and that we've not changed any power levels at all.
No, I don't think you burn up motors. That would be if you did. My hat goes off to you. That would be impressive.
That would be very me though if I did.
Can you toss up? I know you're back there doing something. Can you toss up your home z.g?
Yeah, in a minute.
In a second.
Like I said, I'm not even using the home Z command. I'm just using the move Z command.
Oh, okay.
We're not even homing yet.
I gotcha. I will put that on the back burner then. Cheers, everyone. Shane, still not sponsored by Pepsi.
Still not. Daffy bastards. All right, let's see what happens here. Move. What if I killed the driver? Because I have another motor on here, known good. This is one of the LDO motors, and it's vibrating the exact same way. You know what I mean? Oh, Aaron went away. Night. I'm not homing anything, Ryan. I am literally just doing movements. Well, that works better. That was me flipping the entire connector, though. Okay. So let me change out the, I'm gonna flip the pins completely now. Let's see what happens. So, I'm gonna do blue, red, green, black. The other motor is, where'd that connector go? There it is. We're gonna flip this one as well. Blue, red, green, black. Okay. Dang it. I have literally no idea what happened here. I am back to how things were before, and it is not working at all anymore. Man. What is the problem here? Well, I don't know if it's the driver. I can't tell. I changed a different driver. Yeah, I guess I could. I gotta switch the pins back because now it's backward. Now the connector's backwards. Oh. I just should not have messed with it. This is what I get. Just trying to do a little bit better. Screwed it up. I mean, this really isn't going to work very well because I guess I just need to, I might, Steven, do that. All right, so it moves just fine on Y. And if I put this other this Y motor on Z, let me see what it does here real quick. I think I killed the driver.
You think you killed the driver?
Yep.
Shoot.
Which I don't know how I did that. Because
you weren't. No. Really?
I turned it off every single time I moved a connector. I was super careful about it.
I can't. You weren't doing anything that should have fried a driver.
But now I have the Y motor connected to the Z stepper now, and it's still doing that twitching.
Oh, shit.
But dang it.
How about this? Maybe go back to, sorry, just for testing to see where things are at with the driver and the motor. Go back to putting the jumpers back on that second Z port, and then just plug each individual. Just do one at a time, just for testing. Test one motor to see if it works. It's going to tweak your bed. Test the other motor, see if it works. Let it tweak the bed, just to verify if something's actually cooked.
Let me put the jumpers back on the secondary port.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just troubleshoot it a little bit, just to make sure, see if we can figure out if something is bad, what it is.
Okay. So we've got one Z motor right there plugged in.
And unplug those NeoPixels.
They are unplugged. They just have power.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They're not connected to the Duet at all.
Okay.
That's why they're not lighting up. That's just the power on sequence from the Arduino Pro.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, that one motor works just fine on its own.
Okay. So do the same thing with the other one. Because if I still think that if one of the motors is, I know you got the wiring right, and let's say one of them is fried. If they're running in series and one of them is fried, it's going to bleed over to the other motor.
Yep. It's the motor.
Didn't work?
Listen. I mean, you probably don't know if you can hear it.
I think your RTX voice is cutting out the buzz if it's buzzing.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, shit. You could do that trick where let's see. How can you do that? So there's that trick where you can connect. So you spin them. You obviously have to take it out. And you jump two of the cables to try to get it to stop. It'll backfeed. It's basically to test the motor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The fact that it worked fine on one and not the other, it does maybe look like that motor's cooked. That's it. Good job, man. I just don't see how.
Motor? I'm in a jumper here. I'm going to verify the pairs. Where's my jumper at?
Exactly.
All right.
Well, Ryan, we just did.
Hang on a second. Hang on. We might be somewhere. I didn't correct the wiring on that. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Well,
what did I do with that? Exactly.
Yeah, Ryan. The fact that that same port worked with one motor and not the other, I think the board's good. And hopefully, he just found a bad crimp, maybe. Nobody can be blamed for a bad crimp on those tiny little.
Yeah.
Those things are enough to piss off the Pope.
That is a new analogy that I'm gonna have to remember.
You haven't heard that one? Oh, I love that
I've
one.
heard of that one.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, even with that being correct, it's still not. That motor is still acting weird.
That sucks. And those are integrated lead screw motors, aren't they?
No.
Oh, they're not? Oh.
Nope. So, makes me curious. I'm going to try this one by itself. I might end up putting one of these LDOs on there.
At this point, it's worth a try. Or just hook it up externally to see if it spins like it's supposed to. With them in, well, at that point,
Yeah.
I can just put it in.
The LDO moves just fine.
It does. Oh.
Yep.
Run with it.
How did I kill a motor?
I don't know. Like that doesn't even seem possible. I really I've got to think that motor was on its way out, or there was something wrong with it to begin with, and just I don't see how you could have.
Well, I'm actually going to see if I have another no-name 48 mil stepper, because I kind of don't want to use the LDOs.
What about the one on the extruder, or is that a pancake?
It is a 40.
Oh,
These are 48s. So the XY and the 2Zs are all 48 mil steppers.
gotcha.
They're big boys. I got some more motors down here. I just got to dig for a second. Yep. So this is a Y motor from the AlphaWise U10. That's
Yeah,
what this is.
I agree, Jim, but working is better than not working at all. So,
What did he say?
oh, that mismatched motors can potentially lead to mismatched steps, which is true, but 0 steps is way worse than pretty close on steps. And
Yeah, I need to get it working, so I really have no choice. And I use mismatched motors on everything. Like,
yeah, it's
half of the clones I made are all mismatched. I don't truly believe that, to be honest. In a perfect world, maybe, but nobody watches my content for a perfect world. I can guarantee that. All right, I need one of these cables. Where's the gum band? Broke. Those cables. I'm going to just test it before I re-terminate it.
yeah, it's a good idea.
Determine the pairs real quick. Green. There it is, black and red. So we need to go black, red, green, blue, I think. If I'm missing any pressing comment, please let me know while I'm
Yeah, I'm not
digging
sure.
in.
Just peanut gallery. Talking to you, Ryan.
So Ryan. My homeboy really wants me to try Clipper, and that ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like it.
Not have the time of the day to learn another different setup.
Oh, I completely agree. Like if I was trying to learn, well, now that I'm getting better with Clipper, like I don't have any desire to like actually try to implement RepRap firmware. No thanks. Like, I mean, I'm learning quite a bit by just going through these config files, kind of shooting stupid ideas at you guys, but yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to go out and buy a Duet. But, you know, same logic.
Plugged in. See if I move Z, if this moves properly.
I do think it is pretty cool that I could just grab another random board off the shelf, plug it in, and gain 5 more drivers on my system.
All right, that works. So turn this off again. And we're going to wire it in. So that, now we need to disconnect the motor.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not. If it poses to be a problem, then I'll do some. I'll change it out later and put the LDOs in. But I'd rather save those.
For testing and config purposes, especially considering they're not high-end motors, who cares?
Yeah, the
Not
motor's
gonna hurt anything.
anything special. That one out of the way. This for now. That.
Oh, Nero 3D's putting together his switch wire.
What's the dude that's doing like the crazy movements? He did like the 14-minute benchy or something like that.
He did a 9-minute and 50-second benchy on his Voron 2.4. It was not a sexy benchy, but it completed, and it, you know, for that benchy racing contest they got out there, it fulfilled all the, it ticked all the boxes to be a contender. So yeah, under 10 minutes. The smokestack looked like an ice cream cone, but it finished. Yeah, honestly, the switch wire is not going to be that much faster than a normal Cartesian. I mean, it's a bed slinger. There's only so much you can do there.
Not lining up. Like at all. What am I missing here? That is so freaking heavy. There it goes. Love the side panels, but man, they make it a pain to work on this.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Brian. It gets rid of it. It's going to give you a lot better quality, but yeah, it's not going to be faster.
The switch wire?
Yeah, the switch wire. It's going to clean up the artifacting is what it's going to do. You're not going to get any banding or as much because it's not running off. Well, it's a Core XY on Core XZ, excuse me. So you're going to get the same benefits of a Core XY just on a different plane, but it's just not possible that it could go faster. It's still slinging that bed around. And it's fun and new.
I'm going to say I'm very ignorant of why this is the hot new thing now.
That's why it's the hot new thing. It really isn't. Well, and it's not even new. I mean, Core XZ has been out there for years. I mean, if you go look at the options in Marlin on your different configs for what you can do for kinematics, Core XY has been an option for years. Or excuse me, Core XZ has been an option for years.
Yeah.
Somebody just finally used it.
Let's see what happens here. There we go.
Look at that. That motor had to just been on the way out or something. I do not see how you could have cooked it, man.
Energized and moving, so I can't stop them.
Yeah, Ryan, it can go up and down faster with the Core XZ, but you don't need to go up
and down faster. Who prints fast on Z? No one.
Exactly. You don't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It'd be fun. It'll be fun to build one, but it's not like I think, oh, this is going to be some great improvement and revolutionary printer. It's just something different. It's kind of fun to play with. It's cool the idea they had for that whole counterweight thing in the back using that that retractable keychain tool to hold up to keep the weight off the Z.
Should I try doing dual Z again?
I think so.
So it works right now. It just homed. I'm going to update the file here, save changes.
If it ain't broke, fix it.
Going to.
Or that's right. What is it? If it ain't broke, fix it till it is.
Yep. So I'm moving that directly over to the other stepper driver. I'm going to put the pins back on the B header. Okay, and we're going to power back on. See if Z works.
Hey, that was good.
They both energize. So now if we do home all, it went down the way it should. Boom, boom. Coming over. Bad motor. How?
Dude, I still think it had to have been going bad. I do not see how
And
you
just
didn't
the
do
fact that I
anything different
moved-
just now than you did before.
Huh?
You didn't do anything different just now than you did
I
before.
did not.
That motor
I
was just going
plugged
bad.
in and updated the config file. That
Yeah.
was it.
I don't think you can be blamed for that one.
So now if we do, what was it called? He said he's using G32.
G32. That's got to be is that a RepRap unique thing?
G32. It's the undock Z probe, G34. G34 is what it is. So I'm just going to try to send that straight here. G34. Send it. G34 command is not supported. I don't know what that means.
G34. Probably because there's probably not a macro for it yet. Doesn't pretty much everything run off macros? Or I don't know.
Potentially. And then this is Duet. Let's just do Duet, 2 Wi-Fi, Z, Pepper, align. This is that same document I was looking at before, this one here.
So G32 runs the bed.g macro. Is that what you're trying to do?
Potentially. But it says I need to change that, so because here it's a little different. All right, let's try G32, see what happens. Okay, it homed.
It's cool.
Back to the middle. That's my fault. Stop.
I almost said something too. I should have.
What? It shouldn't have went there. Why did it go there?
You'll have to look at your bed.g to answer that one.
Yeah. All right. Turn that back on. Get that back comfortable. Oops. All right. So I was trying to shortcut it. Bed.g does not say what it says it's supposed to say here.
Let's see.
So G30, 0.0 and 0.1. Probe near, lead screw, calibrate. Let's copy those. Here. And then I guess I should M557. I guess I don't need that. Or do I need that? I don't know. So I want this to be X. Oh hell, why not? But Y is going to be what was in the other one? Save that real quick. So in config, I have it as 283 here. X is -23. And then Y is 150. And then next point is X is 283. Y is 150. Maybe.
You're just trying to make it go left and right, basically on the pivot points for the two motors, right?
Yep. That's off.
Clipper does pretty much the same thing in a macro for doing that exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go here to G code, G32, send it. See
I'm
what
assuming.
happens.
Nice. Why is it going to the front of the bed?
I don't know. It only did that like once.
I feel like it needs to go back and forth a couple times to maybe it's just really good at correcting it, but I don't know.
Well, I guess I need to put in the more of the, because it tells you to put more in there.
Can you add like you want it to get like, again, comparing it to Clipper, not because I'm trying to compare it, but on that one I have to put in what am I trying to say? A tolerance. Like it has to get the bed within a certain measurement of level before it'll stop doing it. So sometimes, you know, if it gets within 0.00 or 0.05, it says good enough. But if it's out of that range, it keeps going back and forth until it gets there.
M422. What's that one? Find the Z position of lead screws and bed screws. M422. Is that in there anywhere?
Hey Ryan, shoot it up in the Discord. One of us will grab it.
Yeah, because that's way wrong. You want to see this mesh?
Seems right. but what is it? So those always look so bad on the graphic. But what's the extreme? Like 0.25?
I mean, it's very, very wrong. Like, because it's crooked as heck right now. So my question is so the G32 lead screw adjustment. So if we go back here to settings and go to bed.
So it probed the two sides, but I don't think it actually changed anything. Like it didn't actually align them.
No, it did. It moved it just a hair.
Oh, it did? Oh, okay.
So we were Ryan sent.
Let's see.
This is the exact same thing I'm using, bro.
Cool.
So I must be missing something in here. Or maybe it just needs to be closer today to be able to do it. Because it only probes those points once.
Yeah, I feel like it needs to be going back and forth 2 or 3 times. Again, maybe RepRap Firmware is better at it than Marlin. It's possible.
Right now, new. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find StreamYard. Where'd it go? Where's StreamYard at?
Did it go to the correct sides? Did it
yes,
tweak
it
the
went
wrong
exactly
way?
where it should have gone.
It did, I know, but I'm in the X and Y, yes, but it didn't tweak the correct motors. Like, did it go did it make it worse?
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Let me send it one more time here.
Well, and a way to check that is to get it, like, tweak it way out of whack, like physically make it visibly tilted, and when it goes to correct it, see if it makes it worse or better.
Well, so if I just do move real quick and I do a positive Z movement, they both go the right way. So let me just try sending this again.
Okay.
So it does the home. It does not look like it calibrated it at all. It didn't even move it. Try the first section in your config.g. Yeah, so let me pull that up for you here. So the M584, M671. So M584 and M671. The only thing I could say to do is maybe I'm going to switch these back. So this is 283. And this was -23. Save that. Reboot this real quick. And see where we go from there. Like I say, man, learning new firmware is brutal.
I agree.
It didn't make any change at all.
Huh.
So some computed corrections exceed configured limit of 1 millimeter. So that's it has to be within a millimeter. Well, I want this to fix that.
Yeah, that's counterintuitive. Yeah, you should be able to put that at, like, 20-degree angle and it should fix it.
What's
I'm exaggerating.
G30. Single Z probe. So probe the bed there and there. Probe the bed there. Save it. Highlight the error at 0.3. Calculate 4-point compensation or calibration. That's S4. But I have it set to close that. S2. It's -28. It's 0.0 and 0.1. There's a couple different ones how to do it here. And so this one says,
I'm looking at that same one.
oh, this one here, yeah. This one, but this one is wrong because this is with Z and E0 and 2 end stops. So like I have on the what's it call it? The FT5 has dual Z end stops. So that's
Whereas you're relying on the probe, right?
correct. That's wrong too there. So I don't need that anymore. I can look here. I'm on the group here. We can search here. So stepper line is what it's called. That's not it. Indoor Z steppers. Oh, he's using RepRap 3. So that's not it.
G30.
Frame, no. 1 year ago, that one's non-resolved. Oh, that's with an SKR, which I had working. Oh, dear. SKR. Stepper line. Duet. See anything yet? If anybody's good with the Duet, please feel free to chime in.
Brandon, how's your bed.g set up?
He might not even be doing it because the Ender 5 isn't a single Z.
Oh, his is on Ender 5.
I don't even think he's here either because he is gone dead quiet if he is. Oh, he is here. So this dude's got it way skewed.
Yeah, see that? I've seen that video too. In fact, that's the isn't that the Hevort?
No, this is the BLV.
Is it?
He's just got triple Z.
Gotcha. And then right after it does that last one, it'll just go tweak. Yep.
That's BS.
in the files section of that group, is
Yep.
is there a file section that's got a bed.g in it you can look at? And the actual
I'm seeing if this guy has any info in here.
yeah.
Might need to just find a post by this dude. How do I copy that message? That's the same one. Single Z. That's the same one we were trying to read through, Brandon. Just not helping us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the same stupid document here. So I must be doing something wrong in here. You have just two motors, one at each x-axis, then set the y-coordinate lead screw in the M671 command to be equal.
It's that G30 command that should do the calibration or the compensation.
Yeah, but right now it's erroring out because it's saying it's greater than 1 millimeter. Right here. Exceeds the configured limit. Where is that limit at? That's the question.
Is that, let's see, there's that Z negative, in this example, it's got that Z negative 99999. Is that basically telling it to not care? Oh, you have that too. Never mind.
Yeah. At least 2 points each, one at each end of the x-axis. All of your probe points should have the same y-coordinate, which should be near the middle of the printable range, which they are. If you experience the z-axis compensation in the opposite direction of the z motor is swapped, you can either swap the x values. All right, so I do think I need to put that back to what it was under config. So they go this back to 283 and negative 23. S. What did he do? Sorry, let me look here real quick at. Let's try S of 7.5. I think that sets the range. Default is 1 millimeter. From what it looks like there. So come back to me.
Which command sets the range?
The S flag.
Oh, after in the M671.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that example we've been looking at, it's like half a millimeter. That, so I'm assuming that means that S0.5.
That did it.
There you go.
I need to move the probe down a little bit. We're having an issue here.
Yeah, you just got an error. Z probe not triggered during probing move.
I'm going to move the sensor down a smidge. Let's try that again. I think my extrusion came loose. Why did it correct the other way? Great. Well, you can't tell from that angle. Definitely wrong. All right, I'm gonna reverse those settings in the config, then go back to what it was. So neg 23 and 283. Right, this finishes moving. Okay, save that.
The M671 command has a F variable for the fudge factor. What the heck?
71. There's not a whole lot that they say for it.
So I'm looking at
S is the maximum correction applied. Default is 1. That's where it is right there. Default was 1. Rebooted. Let's try this again. Down. It didn't correct it at all. Because it was already probed. I'm gonna have to fix that myself, I think.
So that okay, that's what that the F parameter allows for the corrections calculated by the firmware to be multiplied by a factor so as to achieve faster convergence. Basically, if the algorithm isn't working fast enough, I think.
I'm not seeing F here. I'm just seeing
Yeah,
X, Y.
it's not in that one. I just posted a link in the StreamYard chat. It gives you some info on that. Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't show it in that particular article.
Yeah. So we're going to just manually pull that down there and then run it again. Yeah, I know you're way off. Send that again. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, Steven, bad Z motor. That looked like it did the right direction that time.
Nice.
So right now I'm just trying to get the Z correction to work, the G32. So, which I think I was able to do it now. I'm going to run it one more time after this to see if it corrects again. I am impressed, though, that it does it in one go.
That's really impressive.
Marlin needs to, like, step it a little bit. Because I think default, it does it, 5 times?
Yeah, Clipper's the same way. It takes a couple tries to get it just right.
So let's close that. Let's run this again now. Maybe. Busy. Why is it busy? Just reboot it.
It's because you haven't check your G32.
That's because you have it set to do that. So check my G32. I don't know how to do that.
G32, the return file information.
G31.
I'm sorry, G31. Okay, G31 is set or report current probe status. Well, Brian, I feel like that might be true.
Pretty sure it's
But
sarcasm.
it doesn't seem to be true.
Just again. I want to see if it compensates anymore. Steven, do you have an example of what yours is? Because I'm not seeing how to repetitively do it.
So
like in here.
There's the G30 part of the bed.g. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Brian, I'm working on dual Z config. I'm working on getting the alignment process ironed out in here. I'm sorry, Aaron, I ignored you. What'd you say?
No, it's okay. I was calling out Steven. He's saying G31 in your config. I was asking if he meant in that there's the G30 command in the bed.g.
Well, I'm wondering if I just have to, what if I copy and paste it? Like, what if I tell it to do this again? Like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Seems reasonable.
Let's see what happens. There he is. He's back. What's up, dude?
Hey, I was just in my car. We're waiting to go to the restaurant. But in your G31, you can set that to probe as many times as you want. So, and you can
So if
set
I just do, I don't know if you can read this, but if I just do G30 again, just copy and paste it, will that work again?
wait, where are you at?
I'm in the bed.g.
No. If you go to config.g and go and down at the bottom, you have G31. That determines how many times it probes the bed for both the G32 and the G29.
I need to find out where that is because I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Do a Control F and G31.
Oh, okay. That's
So
the trigger value.
So that also determines your Z offset. So that's what your Z offset's at right now. So
Okay.
maybe Aaron can look up the letters, but one of them is like it tells you how many times to probe the bed, and then one is tells you how much variance is allowed between each probe.
Find that.
And I usually have mine set to 3, so if the first 2 are not perfect, it'll try for a third time or a second time. Well, I've never tried this from my phone before. Pretty crazy. Let me turn on the studio light here in the Tesla.
So there's a trigger value, offset, X and Y offset, Z height, temperature coefficient, calibration temperature, and the probe type.
Yeah, go down though. I think you got to look under. Duet RepRap Firmware.
I'm on the G code thing.
Yeah, what does it say? What do the letters mean?
So P is trigger value, X is offset, Y is Y offset, Z is Z height, C is the temperature coefficient of trigger height, S is the calibration temperature, and
That's
T.
G30. That's G31.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It is. It is set and report current probe status. G32 is probe Z and calculate Z plane.
Wait, go back to your config.g and under your bread probe. What G codes are right there?
P, X, Y, and Z.
No, but what's the other G codes that are there on that list?
That's it. They're all M codes after that.
Boy, what am I forgetting here? I'm just trying to think if I'm like actually forgetting what it's supposed to be, but there should be one that says how many times it probes the bed, what the variance is. If you go to that Duet doozy link I sent, it at some point it'll tell you once you find your Z offset, it'll tell you what line. I thought it was G31, but maybe it's M31. I don't know. I can't remember. Something 31. Yeah.
We'll read through this and see if we can figure out what's going on here.
So down at the bottom of that, or it should tell you where to put your Z offset, and that's where you want. That's the line I'm talking about.
Okay.
I thought it was G31, but I could be wrong.
I want to read through this again here because this is saying, so the bed leveling method, bed correction method for G32. 0. Yeah, there's got to be somewhere to set this else.
Yeah, there is. I thought it was G31, but I must be. Hold on, I'm seeing if my
I
card.
don't think there is an M31.
Test and calibrate.
M31 is that's output time. M32 is select the file to print.
Yeah, Z parameter in the G31 command to trigger the height that was reported and save the file. So it is G31.
Oh, Aaron dropped out. There he is. Sorry. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I hit the logout button. Whatever.
So Brian, yes, I'm trying to do the dual lead screw to self-align. So I just added the other thing in. I want to see what happens if I do this now. Oh, it's busy. Freaking reboot. So G34 doesn't work in here, Ryan. I'm going to see if this does the points I put in there twice or not. I'm curious.
Well, I know that I'm 100% almost that it's supposed to be under G31. Because that's where you put your trigger height too. Come on, car.
Well, it didn't change anything when I did that. I just probed it twice.
Apply your trigger height, restart the Duet. Okay.
Oh, it did move. Just very, very small amounts.
But you got it where it's hitting both the points that you put, right? So it's
it's hitting the points exactly where I want it to go.
And then is it training the bed afterwards?
It is. It says it is here. Lead screw adjustment made.
You can take one
on the left, 0.023 on the right.
Yeah, so it's working then. But it's only probing one time though, huh?
Yeah, but it's still like my bed is like still. I'm guessing I am.
Well, hold on. That is not going to change until you do a G29.
It does a G29 though.
Oh, it does? Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before you do any of that, you got to set your Z offset. That's like the next step to do.
Yeah.
So you got to heat the bed up, and in that sheet you'll see you got to do an M208 S-1, and then an M564 S0, M561, and then you gotta basically set the nozzle on the bed with a piece of paper and set your Z height. Because until you set that, it doesn't know any of that. So it's always gonna look really screwed.
Okay, I understand.
So that link I gave you at the bottom, there's like comments, and that's the way I do it. Is you do a couple G codes to set it up where you can go outside the parameters,
Yeah.
and then you use paper to set your Z height, do a G92 Z0, and then once you have that, then you should be able to run a G29, and you'll see your bed level, and it'll get them much better.
Again, and let's try going through this here. Cancel any existing bed compensation by M561. All right. Send this M208.
What are you doing?
Okay. The temporary allows Z to move -3. Okay. Command the printer to move the coordinates you want to probe. Probe the center, G1, Z1. Well, G1, Z1. Well, let's move it to the middle though. So G1, X 150, Y 150. That didn't work. Let's home. And I need to clean the nozzle. Come on. Oh my God. There it is. Okay. So back to here. So M561. Send this again. Okay. So Z1, Z1. Okay. So do you have to do a G29 after G31? Again, I don't know where G31 is coming from because I don't have G31 in any of my codes.
Yeah, G31 you don't use that I know of.
But Brian also said a G31, which I am thoroughly confused about now.
No, G32 is the bed tramming, and G29 are the only two you use. That I'm pretty
I
sure.
gotta find my piece of paper, wherever that went. It was on my desk here the other day. But here's one. So all right, a little piece of filament still in the nozzle.
G34 is what Ryan's talking about.
34 doesn't work in
Oh,
RepRap.
okay. Oh,
At least it doesn't in my version. So now that I'm there, let me find one out here. Okay. The lower nozzle all the way to the bed. So G1, Z1. Command the print head down a small step so the nozzle touches the bed or just grips a sheet of paper. Okay, so let's do machine control, Z minus little bits. -0.2 is what we're at right now.
So you did a single Z probe, or?
Yeah, still a single Z probe.
So you did a G, what is it, a G30S -1? Or are you still setting the nozzle
I
height?
didn't do any of that yet. I just did the M208.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
the G1, Z1, and now I have it to where the sheet is.
Okay.
So now we're where it is supposed to be right now.
So now you're gonna jog it down.
It's jogged. So
Yeah.
send a G92 Z0.
Z0, yeah.
G92 Z0. And
So now you want to
nozzle
go.
up.
Now you want to go G1Z10.
Oh, it says 5, so I'll do 5.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
And then,
Then you want to do G30S minus 1.
yeah, so G30.
Like, and you want to do that. You want to do that 3 times.
Read the Z height off the web interface. 1.28.
Okay, so now don't go G1Z5 again, and then just do it a couple more times, and then you average them.
Oh, so do G1Z5?
Yeah, so you're just gonna move the nozzle back up, and then you're gonna do another G30S-1.
1.3.
And then do it one more time.
G1Z5. And then G30. It's even more. So on 1.28, 1.3, 1.305.
So I go like a 1.3. It's a positive number though?
Yes, positive number.
Okay, so now you want to go put that at the end of that G31 in your config.g. That's for your Z offset.
.3. And then save that.
Yep.
Okay, reboot it.
Was your bed hot when you did that, or no?
Was it what?
Was your bed warm when you did that?
No, I'm just doing it. Did it cold right now just to get the process down.
Okay. Well, that's basically it. So now you want a home. And then I usually do a single G30, not an S-1, but just a G30 before I do a G29. And all that does is reestablish the Z0. But, I mean, you don't have to, but. So I would home, and then I would do I'd move the nozzle G1, X150, Y150, whatever your size of your bed is to bring it dead center. And I always take a single G30 probe right in the middle before I G29.
Feels good right there. So I'm actually not expecting the bed to really move at all, but now I'm going to run a G32 since we established that, and I'm going to see what happens. Now I'm curious on what it's going to do. Let's see if it does anything different.
That's pretty crazy how fast it does that. There you go. So, hey, Shane, you should do that 3 times. The G32, the first time it takes it like two more times usually to get it right. So it'll keep cramming it until it's perfect. Usually about the 3rd time.
Yeah. So all I did is in order to get it to do it twice in bed.g, I just copy and pasted this.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it a 3rd time.
Yep. And you'll see each time it'll get a little bit better. Really, what you want is those numbers to converge or be the number, the before and after number. You want those numbers to be the same. And usually, in my experience, it takes 3 times for it to be the same.
We're out 2 and 3 decimals right now, so that's pretty doggone close.
Yeah. So now you're doing the G29?
Yeah, well, it did it once, now it's doing it again. But it's still like way off, it's saying.
Yeah, that doesn't look right. You might have to track down some like on some of the forums, it'll tell you when your bed looks like that. I've had that happen on the Delta before where you can't even move the bed, so it makes no sense at all. But the independent.
Go ahead and retighten.
Huh?
Go ahead and say what you're saying.
Well, I was just saying the independent Z is a kind of I know it's a pain in the butt to get set up, but once you have it, it's awesome. You know, because no matter what happens before every print, you know that bed's straight, so it'll be worth it. But that could be a lot of things, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
how far if you hover your mouse over those points, it'll tell you how high the highest point is on the, like if you go all the way to the left, what's the highest point?
1.02. It's saying it's 2 millimeter difference from the front to the back.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it looks, the visualization, my point is the visualization looks way worse than reality. I mean, it looks like it's only 6 inches.
If it's off by 2 millimeters, you should be able to see that just by moving the moving your head across the X.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm saying it could be my extrusion feels a little bit loose under here, so I might need to get some plates and just shore that up.
Yeah.
So I just tweaked it a little bit. I want to run it again and see how much different it is.
All right, guys, I'm gonna jump, but I'll get back on if you're still on afterwards.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm hoping to be done probably next half hour, I'd say.
All right.
But have a good dinner, and thanks for helping out. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, all right, bud. Thanks. Bye. Bye, Aaron.
See you, man.
Who's gonna do this 3 times? There's 2. Yeah, we're out 3 decimals for how much it's changing. I mean, that's not even noticeable by the human eye.
No, no way.
Look at it, tells me my speeds, requested speed and top speed.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty. So that's how you can really tell what you're actually printing at, because Marlin can't tell you that.
Nope, Marlin has no real clue. Yeah, it has no output. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it knows what it's doing, but yeah, there's no output to it. So to my naked eye, it looks like I tilted this forward. I want to see what this thing looks like.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. I didn't see that till just now.
The opposite way, yeah. So if I do just that a smidge. So I think the plate is I do think I need to tighten some things up in here to get this proper, honestly. I mean, RepRap Firmware definitely has some high points to it. There are definitely some interesting things to it. I definitely feel like I'm in more control of the firmware than Marlin. I definitely feel that. But I also feel overwhelmed by that amount of control.
Yes.
Like the first time you're opening up Idea Maker, you're just like, there's just so much stuff that you can change. I feel that here.
Mm-hmm.
Let that run for a minute. It's not runs the G29. That's part of that bed.g.
So Ryan, I'm looking at that link you sent me, and in those tables for the G34, the Z stepper auto align, in that table there for RepRap Firmware, it says used M671 and G32.
Yeah. I don't know about that, Brian. I don't know if I'm not going to want anything else, but I think I will get used to it eventually. But I need to see how this rolls. All right, let's see what this picture looks like here. Okay, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, because I'm tweaking it manually to do that. So
Okay.
I need to get that sorted.
I got to jump off too, Shane. Sorry, man. Good luck,
no
buddy.
worries. Catch you later.
See you, dude.
So yeah, that's where we're at. Seems. Need to get this aligned better. So the question comes to mind is how to better do that so we're not moving so much. I need to get it straightened out. I think I need to tighten in the bolts on the two sides of this. And I need to get some plates underneath these corners because these corners are loose, I think, or I just need to crank the living heck out of them. But at least it's understanding what's going on, which is a positive. So it knows what it's doing here with this. Give it some time, yeah. But at least my LEDs still work, and I do want to power off. I want to get the NeoPixels wired in again because now I know that, well, at least I'm fairly certain. So unless I kill it right here, I'm fairly certain that I'm okay to do this. So that one there, and then where's my data pin? Blue guy here goes in this pin here. So now if we boot this again, should see the startup sequence for right that. There we go. And the colors are there. So if I tell it to heat that, set that to 190. There we go. This one turns red over here because that's for the extruder. Turn that off. And if I tell the bed to heat up, this one turns on for the bed. So that's cool. But I do need to turn these because they're not in the proper direction. And then this one is supposed to be the print dealio. The print status. So this should light up various ways. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little blown out because the lights are pretty bright. So it's a little blown out here on the camera. But actually, I think I might be able to do this. So if I change my camera here to this guy, there you can kind of see what those look like. I turn both those heaters on. 195. Yeah, still kind of blown out. There you go. You can see how those light up once they start heating up. And when I turn them off, they turn to blue, and that is the cool down until they get all the way down to 0. You can see that there. So you guys hear me? Because my camera just went out on me here. What the heck happened? Well, that's cool. That's not working now. That's super cool. Start the camera. There it is. All right. That was weird. Thank you for confirming, Ryan. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, we are one step closer. The thing I need to do now is I need to go ahead and do this. I think this will be the last thing I do here on the stream. We're going to heat up the bed to 60C, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the bed level on there one more time to ensure that that 1.3 is proper, and then we'll call it there. That'll be good enough. But man, tonight was brutal. I'm not gonna lie, absolutely brutal. Need to clean up wiring and get some of these other things in here mounted properly soon enough. But for right now, that'd be fine. Is it heating up? I told you, active. There we go. Interesting. I don't know StreamRide very well, so. But I might as well look real quick, see if I have any extra plates to put under the bed there to keep that straight. I don't think I do, to be honest. And I have some things here that are not meant for it, but I could probably use them for their non-intended purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to get a little more security on the bed. I have some aluminum plates here that are actually from CR10 feet. But they would at least allow me to make sure that those corners stay aligned and straight. Yes, Ryan, I know. And no, I'm not going to go Clipper. Maybe next year after I move, Clipper might be a viable option, but it is not a viable option right now. Because also, don't you need a Raspberry Pi to run that? I don't even have an extra Raspberry Pi laying around for that. I do not want to convert one of my current uses of Raspberry Pis into this at all. M4s. Oh, let's see if we can figure this out. Make it. 10 mils would do the trick. So one there. That's the wrong thing. A T-nut. Yeah, I don't have an Ubuntu machine either. One thing with this bed is that because it is so doggone thick, it takes a good minute for the bed to heat up. But I also did not do any, I don't know how to do PID tuning, or I don't know if you can do PID tuning. I would assume you can in RepRap, but I probably should figure that out. Let's check under here. PID. The same thing. RepRap Firmware. This command computes the process parameters CM307. Yeah, you can. 7. Set report heating process parameters. Slate. Put this in here. It's not going to work because the thing is in the way there. If I do it this way, it will barely work. Might be better than nothing for right now. Until I find a better solution here. And do it this way. There, a little extra corner plate. That'll help. We can dig that. I definitely need to do some PID tuning on here because this is taking god awful forever. What are we at right now? 56, almost there. Went from like 35 to 56 pretty quickly. Do it this way, I need to do this one here. Yeah, Dimple. These streams lately of me like trying to figure this stuff out has been much longer content. I also kind of want to show the journey because it is pretty crazy to try to figure some of this stuff out. Even with, you know, Aaron helped me do research and Steven give me his experience with Duet because he has a couple of them now that he uses, which is why he said he would help me learn this. We are drop back down at 53. We'll go on this side here. Okay. 52. Now it's going back down. Why are you going back down? Well, we'll leave it at that. All right. So let me pull up this guide again. All right. So we need to do the M208 S1Z -3. Okay. Oh, we need to do, sorry, M561 first. And then the M208. Okay. And then we need to do, let's do a G28. Z1, Z1. Okay. And then we're doing a G92. Now I need to jog it down. So machine controls. That's pretty close. For a 0.6 milliliter nozzle, I feel like that's pretty spot on. So I'm gonna leave that the way it is. Let's turn off the heater. So you can use 303 command for that. So we can do M303 heater 1 S200. Huh. That's cool. Let's get it away from the bed. Okay. Well, that's working right now. See you, Ryan. I'll be done here shortly. I'm just doing the hot end first, and then I'll do the bed after that. This one's going to go in that back corner, which I can reach from here, I think. This side, so I can do this back corner. This one didn't rip. That should help prevent any of this from twisting anymore, like it was doing. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. So yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. But that'll be it for tonight. I'm going to PID tune the bed as well. Hopefully, we'll get some better heater times on this with the new firmware. Figure out how to save that kind of stuff and move from there. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me in this again very lengthy learning session on how to get things working. We burned out a motor on this somehow. I don't know, but I definitely reach out to the company I bought the motors from and say, hey, like, what's up with this? I've never seen a motor be burnt out before, but I did it. Good for me. Yeah, so I'll be back Monday night. We'll probably continue with tuning this in. I don't really have any other projects to work on right now, but I like to continue with the tuning of this and keep it fresh in my mind. And maybe even get it printing Monday. We'll kind of see how things go. I have a few other little things here and there that I need to work on. Some other things like I need to continue tuning Ultra Magnus. But I just printed all of these front parts here with Ultra Magnus without any issue at all. So I kind of feel like it's pretty much good to go out the gate. I just kind of want to do like a wrap up video on that, I think, and kind of and see what's going. Okay, I'll continue reading all this stuff. So thank you everybody for tuning in. If you guys want to support the stream, check down below. Help me build crazy machines like this. And I'll catch you guys on Monday night. Happy printing. I'll see you.